Shalom, shalom. This is Brother Yashar Palabel coming back at you with another lesson. And the first thing I'm going to do is give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. Second thing I'm going to do is give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. And salutations to you, brothers, that are pushing this word, which you said it with charity. You know, I'm just coming in this video, saying to have brotherly love, man. Because having brotherly love can go a long way, man. And, and there's different, ways of having brotherly love, man. Do what your strength is. You might not have the money to give, but you may have your time to give to a brother. You may not have your time to give to a brother, but you got your money to give to a brother. You might not have neither one of those things, but you might have some advice to give to a brother, some wisdom to give to a brother. It's different kind of brotherly love, man. It's different kind of charity out there. So although you may not, have it in the physical sense, maybe you may not have the time or the money, but you might have the advice that a brother needs to get some money. You may not have the right words to say to a brother, but just being there and being that voice to listen to a brother can go a long way, man. Because this fight gets hard, man. And it's a lot to deal with alone. That's why the scriptures say two was better than one, man. Out here sharp as iron. Go to a brother, spend some time with a brother. Make sure your brothers are okay. Check up on your brothers. Call your brothers. It's different kinds of ways you can have brotherly love, man. It's not always about money. This is Romans chapter 12 and verse 10. Be kindly affectionate one to another with brotherly love and honor, preparing one another. All right, man. So I say be kind and affectionate, man. And people like to be weird, man. And that's how when you got brotherly love, man. Because when you got a certain type of brotherly love, people in the world try to accuse you of certain shit, trying to call you gay on some wicked shit. Saying, oh, you'll do this for your brother, but won't do it for me. Absolutely, man. Abso-fucking-lutely. And that's when you got a certain level of brotherly love, man. When the outside people see it. The outside people don't even gotta see it, man. But them late night calls with a brother can help. Them talks with a brother can help. Just getting on the phone and listening to what the brother got to say for an hour, man. Just give the brother your time. A lot of people like to think, if I don't get the money, this and this and that. Charity ain't always about the money, man. It could be about your time, about your efforts, about just your damn ears, as I've been saying, man. Different ways. It don't always got to be about money, man. And this is Hebrews chapter 13 and verse 1. It says, let brotherly love continue, man. Exactly, man. So we got to continue in the brotherly love no matter what it is, man. Because at the end of the day, these are the only men we have, man. These are the only men that you'll ever find, that wants to see you grow to be better than them, man. These are the only men that that won't turn on you if you have more than them. These are the only men that is gonna hold you down through the whole time, man. No matter what happens. At the end of the day, we all we have, man. Hold on. What's that scripture? My sister. Salaka. Oh yeah. This is Matthew chapter 12 and verse 50. Whosoever do the will of my Father which is in heaven, the same as my brother and sister and mother. Right, man? So these is our brothers, man. The ones doing this work, man. You should care for them more than you care about your actual family, man. The men that are doing this work with you, that are battling on the side of you, the men that have the same goals as you, we all want the same. We're all fighting, and that's like when you used to do sports back in high school. Those was your brothers. But this is amplified, man. That was just a team. What we're doing now, these are really our brothers, man. These men that get out of bed at 3 o'clock in the morning, if you call them, man, to come help you. And I just experienced that not too long ago, man. I was a part of it. Brothers just getting off work, but they'll still come help you rather than they'll scratch what they had planned for the rest of the night and come and help you, man. Those are your brothers. Because your family members won't do that. This is 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 8. And above all things, have fervent charity. Your charity shall cover the multitude of sins. Right, man? So if we have that fervent charity, give all what we have, the widow's mite, man. We just got to give all we have, man. And it shall cover the multitude of sins. So charity is a big thing in this truth, man. And it's something that should not be overlooked. Because helping a brother in need, man. These are hopefully the 144 elect. The Lord's chosen children, man. Why wouldn't you want to help them as much as you could? Man, ultimately, you helping the Lord. This verse 9, use hospitality to one another without grudging. Right, man, so we got to do this without a grudge. You got to want to do it, man. Don't just do it because you feel like you got to do it. Do it because you want to do it, because you love your brother. We'll go to the next one. This is 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 9. But as touching brotherly love, ye need not that I write unto you, for you yourselves are taught of Yahweh to love one another. All right, man, so we were taught from Yahweh to love one another, man. And that's what we got to do in this truth, man. These brothers are the same brothers fighting for the same goal we are, man. We sweating the blood, sweat, and tears together, man. We are what we have in the end of the day. So that was just a hopefully uplifting lesson. Hope you brothers doing all right. And the first thing I'm going to do is give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, B'Kakadash. Second thing I want to do is give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations to you brothers. I was pushing this word with truth, said it with charity. Shalom, Mu'akwam, Yashavala,